So, welcome to another episode of Mr. Cupid's Fusion Knowledge. Today we are going to demonstrate for you how to create a sketch and then use a drawing to eventually laser engrave a wing. That's right, folks. We are going to take you in the air today with our designs. So, let's see here. First, we're going to show you how to create a new sketch. So this is a Fusion kind of crash course for those of you guys who have used Inventor before. You got new sketch, still new sketch, but now it's up here. Basically, you create a new sketch, select a plane that you want to start drawing on. You're left with this toolbar up here, which is the same, it's just a little simplified. You're going to select a line command, or just by punching in L, you can draw whatever you want to make it look close to your wing, as long as it locks in and closes, snaps in. It creates a new color once your plane or your profile is basically closed in. Right click, press OK. Stop sketch. Now, as you can see, you're no longer in the sketch mode. You're back into what's called like the extrusion mode, the solid mode here. You can also then go into extrude, select the plane that you want, and I'm going to rotate it just so that you can see. You can either then pull these devices to extrude your object, and then your distance is right here. Let's say 0.5. Press enter. You're left with your object. Same rules as far as rotating. If you hold the shift button and then hold in the scroll wheel, you can still rotate around. A home button will bring you back to your isometric top right, your front cube and all that jazz. Pretty straightforward there. As far as putting in dimensions, you can either do that while you're in the sketch, or I will go back to that sketch. All your sketches are now over here in the browser instead of you building them at first. If you wanted to go through these sketches, you can. Hotkeys and that kind of stuff. If you press the letter S, as in snake, it'll bring open this prompt while you're in sketch mode. You got to make sure that you're in sketch mode. So I'll go out of sketch mode. If you press S, then it'll go into shortcuts, a little something different. But if you go back into that sketch, you will then see, if you press S, you can type in pretty much anything you want that you're familiar with. Like, for example, sketch dimension. If I started typing in dimension, click dimension, I can then click each one of these, and usually it'll come up, like here, horizontal or vertical. Sometimes it automatically reads it as aligned. If it doesn't, you can right click and then press aligned. It'll automatically lock into that. Then you can type in pretty much any dimension you want. And again, you can continue this until you have everything that you need. Just typing in some random sketches here. Oop, that one was on the angle. So if you mess up while you're in that, you can just go ahead and press the delete button after you select it. It's also right up here. Click, goes aligned, I'll say 1.9 just for the sake of time. And then again, it adjusts it accordingly after you have extruded it. So I'll go 3 to show you. Makes it look a lot different. You stop the sketch, and the extrusion adjusted to whatever modifications you made to that. Once you're done, or while you're drawing, or before you're drawing, make sure that you come up here, press File, save your files, please. Make sure you save your files. I'll call this wing. Press Save. Once you have saved your files and once you need to access them again, I call this the sandwich up here. Click the sandwich button, and then basically all your files that you've ever drawn are going to be in this list. You double click them and they'll pop up. So after you have saved this, let's say you wanted to get it ready for laser engraving, you go into Design, drop down Design, and you'll see Drawing, Drawing from Design. It'll bring open a prompt. That prompt will be pretty straightforward from the sketch. ISO and ASME is just basically the standard dimensioning systems that you're going to use. I would use ISO, inches or centimeters or millimeters, whatever you want. Create new stays the same. A3 is just the sheet size. You can automatically adjust that later. So we're just going to press OK. It takes about 10-15 seconds, so give it a chance. But it automatically then generates a drawing file, and then you can choose what view you would like to use according to your specifications and how you want it to laser cut. So usually you use the front view, but again, let it load. After it's done loading, you'll see that it pops open everything from your front view orientation. You can then come over here and you can drop down whatever side you want, top, right. I'll do top just as the example so that you can see what you would use for laser engraving. Scaling, I would leave that 1:1, and I would change the sheet size rather than that, changing the scale, just because when you do print this, laser engrave it, it might change the actual size of what you made it in. So I would click just once, and then you'll see the OK now comes into dark gray. And press OK. You can then move it after you right click and hit move. You can move it to wherever you need it to move to. You don't have to really click a base point. And then basically click again, press OK, and that deletes all that. Over here you'll see sheet. You'll see all of the, if you double click on your bodies, or if you click on this system here, you'll see all of your stuff. So it's a lot easier than what you would do. It's kind of user friendly. So if you don't want this, which we don't want for laser engraving, you literally just click and press delete. If you wanted to edit this, you could just double click this, and each one of these you can then edit anytime you need to. But for our sake, we want to delete that actually altogether too. So you're going to click that, press delete, and now you're left with just your object. And then make sure you then file and save that as a drawing file. So that'll be wing drawing. It'll automatically save it as that type, which is what we want. You press save just so that you have it for your own references. Then you're going to come up here, and we want it to save as a PDF as well. So you drop down output as PDF, all sheets, and then you can open PDF if you want, but I don't do that. And you can save it wherever you need to save it, on the desktop, in a drive, wherever you want it to save. And then once you press save, it'll come up and you'll be able to open that document as a PDF version, wherever you need it to, basically. That's it. Easy peasy.